Okay, we're here at East Weaver Drive. Um, One thing I noticed outside, the front lawn is really not in very good shape. Um, so the curb appeal isn't great. Um, if you're planning on xeriscaping the whole thing, that might actually make life easier for you because it should be pretty easy to do that. Landscaping is very minimal, and the lawn that they have here is pretty sparse. So it should be pretty easy to kind of dig it up and do whatever you're going to do out there. Um, so this is our main entryway, and it is vaulted up to the second floor with some windows up there to let in light. And as you come in the entry, the first thing you see is the staircase. And then to your left, you have this, I guess this is probably like a formal sitting room, and there are built-in speakers here. I'm not really sure why. This doesn't really seem like a TV or entertainment type of space. And then a formal dining room. We've got this vinyl plank floor. It's kind of gray throughout. One thing I've noticed here is there's a lot of paint and kind of trim work and touch-up work that just feels a little unfinished. So you definitely would need to put in a little time touching up the paint, caulking, trimming, that kind of stuff. So as we walk in, there's the front entryway, the two front rooms, and we walk back into this big living room. We do have a high ceiling with windows up there to let light in. Gas fireplace. The glass on this fireplace is pretty glazed over, so that would need some service to make it presentable again. Built in for your entertainment center. This is a coat closet. The garage is back there, but I'll take you into the kitchen first. So kitchen is a nice big size, pretty decent appliances, but they don't match. Whether that matters to you, I'm not sure. But they look like pretty decent quality appliances. This microwave does not vent outside. This is an exterior wall over here. So in order to get it vent out, you'd probably put a pipe up there and out to that wall. Counters are kind of this greenish Corian hard surface counter. And then we have maple cabinets. Do have a dog door here, and of course the little desk in the kitchen. Take a peek outside. So we have a really nice stamped concrete patio. The cover here and a hot tub back there. Again, the backyard is in pretty rough shape too. So again, if you're going to xeriscape, this might be a good candidate for that. Privacy. There's not much of it. You definitely know you're in here with the neighbors, and you would probably, make friends with them quickly because they're all right here. Also, this picket fence is in need of some maintenance. It's leaning in a few places and just needs paint. Looks like everybody here either has a split rail or picket fence. I don't see any privacy fences anywhere. Okay, so back through the living room. Just another example of kind of unfinished stuff. We have missing a switch plate cover here, just little stuff like that here and there throughout the house. Nice office on the back side of the house. This is a good sized office. I I imagine they're probably planning on leaving this furniture here unless you say otherwise. Ceiling fan, a little dated. Little powder room with updated fixtures. And the laundry room. There is no sink in the laundry room, but we do have plenty of cabinetry. Light would help. And we still have the same flooring in here. Standard 2-car garage. They do have a nice finished surface floor. Looks like they just painted it with some epoxy, but it looks good. And the walls are finished. There's a little light above the garage, a little window above the garage that lets in some light, so that's kind of nice. But just your basic 2-car size. Okay, I'll take you upstairs. Carpet appears to be in pretty okay shape. Here's just another example of, they were doing some trim work here and just never finished it. Just little stuff like this. So there, you definitely want to bring the handyman out here and you could keep them busy for a few days. So top of the stairs, we are above the living room. On sort of this little bridge that goes across the second floor. And then to the left is our primary. And this is a nice big bedroom. Has a vaulted ceiling. Plenty of light. Ceiling fan. Nice big room. Primary bathroom. And, obviously this has been recently updated. Nice tile. This kind of floating cabinetry. And this looks like it's actually marble. Marble surface counter. Dual sinks. Big tub, jetted soaking tub, so it's got the jets down there. And one of those ridiculous fancy showers that can spray you every which way. Walk-in closet. Not a huge closet, and as you can see, it's kind of got an unfinished feel in here. Looks like they moved some shelving around and whatever, and it's just got patches and little spots and stuff all over the place. The built-ins aren't particularly nice. And then there's an attic access here. It looks like it's actually one of those pull-down ladders. Okay, and then across from the primary, we've got all the secondary bedrooms. There are 3 of them on this side. Just kind of a standard, normal, extra bedroom. Now this carpet does show a couple of stains in this room. And here's just another example of, just little things are kind of rough around the edges. Hall bathroom, also been updated. Marble counters, 2 sinks, new mirrors and light fixtures. Nice flooring. This is tile, it's not vinyl plank. This is actually a wood look tile. Nice shower and tub. Like we're missing a strike plate, missing a whole door here actually. And then 2 more bedrooms back here. Both nice and bright. We're on the front side of the street here. This house faces mostly east, I guess. The street isn't exactly straight, but it's a kind of an east-facing orientation. Oh, hey, there's our missing door. from the bathroom. Kind of a small walk-in closet. I do see a little bit of seal failure on this window. It just looks kind of hazy, and that's usually a sign that the seals have failed. This wall has been drilled for TV conduit, so if you don't want to put a TV there, you're going to have to do some patching. Okay, and then I will run you down to the basement. Okay. So basement also has kind of a little bit of a roughly finished feel to it. You know, you can see things like the trim here is just kind of beat up and the paint is chipped. I think they were like mid-painting project. There's even some masking tape here. They're mid-painting project and just threw the house up on the market before they were done. Like a missing vent here. Again, nothing big, but just kind of a whole long list of things to keep your handyman busy. Okay, so this is the theater room. So we've got our screen. We've got it's hooked up with speaker wire run to all the various corners of the room, so you can hook up your surround sound. It does have a projector. This carpet is, I guess, a Berber style carpet. Pretty nice. There you can see the joints, like where they join two sections of carpet here. You can see it's a little rough there. But otherwise, the carpet's in good shape. We have another seal-filled window here. And another missing vent. A very oddly placed outlet with no switch cover. And this is, I'm not sure what you would call this room. It's not a really big room, but it's kind of like a rec room, except for it's divided into these two areas. So I'm not really sure how you would use this space. It just, I guess, depends on what you're trying to do, but it's actually a pretty big space. If you could get rid of this wall, this would be a nice large rec room. But because it's partially divided, it just kind of feels a little funny. Some paint they forgot to finish. And back here in the corner, there's a bathroom. Pretty basic finishes in here. This is not a fancy bathroom. Do have an egress window. The cover is missing from the bathroom fan. And then just a small stall shower. And a little linen closet in the back of the room. Utility room. This is kind of a small unfinished space. We are on a structural subfloor here, so there is a crawl space underneath us. Furnace looks original. The water heater is updated. There's a little bit of old linoleum flooring in here. It's just sitting on top of this painted wood subfloor. And then there's a crawl space. Crawl space does have a vapor barrier and it's insulated. So both of those are good things. But it looks like they just kind of dumped their leftover building materials back here. And I believe that's it.